Okay, so I was gonna talk about something, and it's kind of like left from yesterday. I get in this thing where I kind of try and sidestep around certain things because I don't want to just come out like being judgmental or I'm throwing people under the bus or whatever. I just don't look at things that way. But a lot of people take that perception and because we're just kind of coming out of that such a divisive period of time. So, and the thing is the divisive part is comes with the judgment. Like if you're looking at someone thinking I'm better than you know something's wrong with you, I'm better than you. That is, that's what we want to break free from. But to be aware and notice what's going on around us and how it affects us, and then for me to talk about it, but I'm talking about stuff because I'm trying to help other people be able to see themselves so that they can, it's kind of like once you can witness yourself, like what I was talking about, then you can start moving towards catching yourself doing certain things. And, you know, this stuff is my opinion. Everybody's got to go out and form their own. And this is just the stuff I've learned through my healing. I had my hair up because for a while it was feeling kind of good. Now all of a sudden it's feeling really heavy. But anyways, the thing yesterday was because there's this whole part of my stuff that I don't talk about very much. Like I put it out there a little bit, but it's a whole nother aspect to this spiritual journey or whatever. So I have other things going on too that I don't really talk about. One of the things though that I have really been noticing, I've talked a little bit about it. I think maybe I've talked a lot about it. I don't know. I have no idea what I talk about. I can't remember from day to day. When I get up every morning, it is like it's like a new day. I think that is part of what taught me of how much shit we hold on to. It is unimportant. We hold on to stuff. We hold on to resentment and we hold on to guilt. We hold on to anger and frustration. And, you know, the more we release it, the more that we can live in peace. Because why do we hold on to this stuff? Why do we hold on to judgment and anger and guilt and bitterness? You know, it's not doing anything good for us. It can make you physically sick. So, anyways, what I was going to say was I've noticed at this time in my life that I've kind of been, well, I've looked back over time and I've seen these points in time where I was a catalyst in different people's lives. And it's weird because when you're going through it, I don't know, when you can see yourself as a catalyst in someone's life, it almost makes you feel like a game piece or something. Like, what was my role? Was I just here to trigger these lessons, these events or something? Like, but you always got to focus on your own lessons, because we all have lessons in there. But there was a lot of times where I was just like, man, I don't get what is going on in my life. Why does this stuff keep happening? And it seems to be like this catalyst to this event where all this stuff changes. And, you know, so there was a lot of years before my awakening that I just was in like a confused kind of state. But over the last couple of, definitely over the last month, I was going to say a couple years, but really this started in the early 2020 with the, I don't know, it is like a clarity, a new vision, 2020 vision, because you just see certain things clearer than you saw before. But I have definitely noticed, you know, I talk about it all the time, this separation is like a basic philosophy to life. And it's just so strange is because like they do everything against the philosophy that I think is our better way of living. and they go completely opposite of that, but they're doing it because they're being misguided and they think they're doing the right thing because they're just also misled because they're not, they're not being like effective in their own lives, but they're not being present in their own lives. They're just existing. And that's why, everything has to be turned upside down to get people to stop living that way and to begin becoming present in the moment. But what I've noticed is, like I've talked about before, like certain people who want to just be around me, just want to be around me. And, like, it seems kind of rude, but I don't mean it this way. I just like to say these stupid little lines sometimes. But then I forgot it. I felt like I had to explain it because it was going to come off sounding kind of snooty. But it was a line out of a movie. Anyways, I think that it doesn't make any sense to me why you want to be around me if we're not in alignment. We don't really have anything to talk about or something. Because at this point in my life and this point in my growth and stuff, I need to be around people who are deeper, who aren't just, splashing in the shallow end, they are out there gliding through life, and it is getting in sync, like this elegant kind of dance moves. I have this picture that I got a few years ago, and it is this couple, and they're dressed really elegant. I might have talked about this picture before. I just love this picture. It's like hanging with my family pictures. But this picture really means something to me. And the woman, she has her hair up, and she has on a really pretty red dress. And the guy is dressed really dapper. I think he has a suit on or something. And they're out there dancing. And they've got these two people trying to hold umbrellas over them. But, life is like a symphony. And it is like, if you can find somebody, to match your moves, it is like gliding through it. But, if I don't have that, I'm not going to just go, for this stumbling around kind of thing anymore. Like, I don't need connection to the point, like, I'll connect with people I don't align with. Just like I can't go and wear one of these if it doesn't make any sense to me. So when I'm talking to people and I'm not feeling it, I don't feel like we don't have anything in common. Like, what do we have to talk about? And to me, that is just a sign, like, hey, we're just not in alignment, kind of. We're not jiving or something. But for people who aren't healed yet, it is a rejection. It's it's just a rejection. And that's the thing that we're all like kind of running from, is being vulnerable. We're all kind of hiding our feelings, and we're all scared. We live in fear of someone hurting us. And, our biggest fears are like rejection and abandonment. And that's the stuff that comes up when you start healing your wounds. That's why you got to go deeper into stuff, because there's core issues that are inside of these traumatic events that happen to us. And not everything gets associated in our minds properly. That's why we have to take that time to ourselves, and this time for healing, so we can really go in and understand ourselves, so that we can move forward. It's kind of like a clean slate, like you let go of shit. But so I know this stuff is happening right now. Everybody is being given this gift of kind of like traumatic events, really. It is kind of like you're being given a gift of traumatic events as a soul, so that you can clean up your closet and move on to this next, like we're going to move from, like a shack to a mansion when we go from this, this transition into the age of Aquarius. It's going to feel that dramatic, but it all just comes from within us. I wish I could I just don't know if I get the point across, like, because the stuff that they show you is so hard to really to express it. And but it is going to be so much better. But it's all of us doing our healing is what creates it. So it's super important to focus on your healing. But anyways, so during this time, I see these different people all getting these traumatic events, just like I was talking about over there, with the truck, one thing after another, then their house, like one step forward, two steps back. And I mean, they've got a lot of other things going on, not just those. Well, those were just pretty dramatic events on the same day, right after they had just paid all that money and just got all that money to clean up their life. And then it was just like, boom. I was like, oh my gosh. That is just being hit hard. But so many people around here are being hit hard, but so many people that I come in contact with. And that's the part where, when you see yourself as a catalyst, and like when the one person, I knew that they had a crush on me, so I always keep my distance. If I feel like somebody's wanting something from me, and I am, like I feel like the old me would have been, oh, that's so nice. I don't like him, but oh, that's so nice. I should just be nice to him. I should do this. I should do that. But then really that makes that person feel like that their feelings are reciprocated. So it's kind of an uncomfortable kind of thing to pull back and be like, hey, I can't just be nice just to be nice. I can't just go out with someone just because they want to go out with me. That's like the old me. That's not the new me. But when you can see, like, especially for how long, like, and it's weird too, is because I don't know if I am just like some fascinating creature to watch or what, but I have been watched by, especially it started, what was that? It was right before, it was when the house I was living in when I got my brain injury, the one where I was trying to get everything paid off. It was super nice and it had a pool. It was really, really nice. And I was being watched. And the reason I know this is because they'll freaking tell me. They'll tell me that they sit and watch me when I'm outside. They'll sit in their windows and watch me. And it's not just one neighbor. This happened over and over and over and over and over again. Because people are just like totally focused on me. And it's weird because ever since I was a kid, I've always felt like someone was watching, but I feel like it's because I'm tuned into Christ consciousness, and I know that we're an experiment. I know we're being watched, and I know that there's all these beings around us. So I always felt like that, like I was being watched like that. But when I started having people tell me all the time that they watched me, and then what's even creepier is when you look up and you see people watching you. It's really creepy. And I've had this happen so many times by so many different neighbors. But, this one I had seen too. I know that they're watching me, and I know that they're very, attracted to me. But the thing that weirds me out is, what are you attracted to? If there's no connection, I mean, I don't know. I'm on another level now. I don't understand anymore with this kind of, I think you're pretty. I think you keep your yard clean. Like, I don't know. Seriously, I have no idea. But to me, it is, someone's energy is kind of really attached to you. You can feel it. You can feel the craving of them wanting to talk to you. And I always kind of kept my distance. And then, I took that ride. And then I knew that would, as soon as you give something back, then, that opens a door. But sometimes you need those doors open so that you can, set your own boundaries, to see who you are, witness who you are in these situations. And to me, the only thing that could just keep bringing up was this other aspect of my spiritual growth, is that I already know I'm connected to somebody. I mean, that is already a part of my reality, even if it seems crazy to other people. I mean, I feel like most of my reality is on this other kind of plane that isn't in this three-dimensional world. It's like telepathy and ESP or something. I don't even know. But you start connecting on a soul level. But when, there's things that start coming into your life, and then the universe starts telling you and directing you and showing you and putting you on this path and stuff and preparing you, like, And even if everyone around you, like I've talked about before, even if everyone around you doesn't see it, they don't understand it, they think you've gone crazy, you got to follow what's inside of you. You got to follow your internal guidance. And so even if I seem crazy to some people, and, I'm sitting here single, but I feel like I'm in a committed relationship. And I have ever since my soul it's not like remembers, it recognizes, and it triggers this inner knowing. And then they completely accommodate you with signs and synchronicities and stuff like that. But like I was saying yesterday, it's almost like you are some sort of a nun or something. Like you're in a relationship with this unseen thing. Like people who have dedicated their life to God, gurus, nuns, whoever, they've dedicated their life to God, to something that no one can see but their love for this Holy Spirit or whatever. But it feels like that when you get on this spiritual kind of love thing. But there's nobody else that can even interest you once the universe has showed you who you're connected to, you know what I mean? So to them, it can seem like, I'm being mean and, like I'd rather be alone than even go out with you. And that's not it, because I'm not at all desperate. Like, I could go out. I'm not worried about getting a date. I'm worried about connection. And if I can't even have a conversation with somebody, and that's the same thing with the friend thing. And, I know something has gone on, and I know it has to do with, how people like to gossip and turn things so that they can be the center of attention. I'm not really sure. I don't know about, how our society got so dysfunctional, how we got so kind of abusive towards each other, just throwing each other in the bus, talking shit about each other all the time, judging one another. But the friend thing is the same thing. I don't care if it's a boyfriend or a girlfriend or who it is, whoever I'm going to be spending time with, there has to be a depth to the relationship. There has to be something deeper, something more significant, something where we're in tune. Like and there's just so many people, and that's not what they're looking for. They're just looking for something else, and each person has their own individual thing. But I can see myself being a catalyst in these different people's lives of causing them pain. And it never feels good to cause pain to somebody, to know that you are pushing them into having to question things and making them feel bad or whatever. And how I release that kind of stuff is knowing how important this is to our souls. To know how important this is for each and every one of us to grow through this time. The universe, the cosmos is giving us this beautiful time to purge out our pain and purge out those traumas, And we all need to get to that point that we want to be around people that we resonate with, not just these forced relationships, because we have spent so much time trying to force things with people and trying to get people to adapt to our needs. And and it's really rough, is because so many people, even when they start serious relationships, they don't even know their own needs. They don't even know themselves. They're so busy trying to get you to like them that they don't even know how to like themselves. And that's why, we've got to get to this other point in our growth as human beings, to go in and learn about ourselves and learn how to love ourselves before we even bring another person in, because you wouldn't bring the same people in. There's nobody. I do hear of it. I do hear of people like, oh, I just want my ex back. I just want my ex back. It's like, okay, you've still got stuff to learn there. But typically, you leave a relationship ends for both people. Neither of them want to go back there. Neither of them ever want to go back there. They grew from it. That was done. What they came to learn from that relationship, it was done. They grew from it, and they're ready for the next lesson. So not very many people want to go back and be like, oh, yeah, that sucked. So let's play that out again. I was in a lot of shitty relationships. I was a relationship junkie. I kept thinking, I knew in my heart that that I was here for love, and I knew I had this person who I was here to meet. And then every time I would meet somebody and there would be this soul connection, I would think, oh, this must be them. This must be them. And then they wouldn't, it wasn't. And then for all those years I was just so confused. But then I started seeing like, oh, they're teaching me to love myself. So then I can be ready for a real relationship. Because this is all just lessons. This is all just me learning about me. And I think that is what our society is going to start moving more towards, is how important that is before we start relationships, before we start having kids, before we start bringing other people into our chaos, that we, get it under control, get our emotions under control, get our resentments, our anger, our abandonment issues, our vulnerability, all of that stuff. We get to the point where we're owning it. We're owning ourselves. We're our authentic selves. We're not going to change and be something for someone else, because we're already who we are. And we've identified and defined ourselves. We recognize and we understand ourselves. And we're ready to be out there in the world and present ourselves and accept, some people aren't going to like me and some people are going to love me. It's not anything about me. It has nothing to do with me. And there's so much of our relationships have all been just so backward that it is very hard when you start seeing that you are causing pain for other people. And, it's just part of your own growth. It's part of your own release those things. Because remember, we have to all be able to play the good guy and the bad guy. And that is the beauty of a soul. We are all things. We are not just one thing. And we are different things for different people. And that's why you can't get caught up in trying to please how can you please all these different people? Everybody's got different things, different needs, different perspectives. So you can't be yourself and please everybody else. It's impossible. And then, what we're seeing too is how much that these things matter to this consciousness that is still a part of the system that hasn't broken free on certain things. There's so many things that are, they're kind of dysfunctional ways of being, but they are so important to them. Like, there's so many things that matter to them. Then when you start really waking up and you start really questioning things and looking around, you start seeing like, it doesn't matter. There's so many things that just don't matter. And we're just taught to strive to be connected to certain things that just don't matter. It's just more of a way to distract us. And, speaking of distractions, there was, I don't see, like I went into the top news thing yesterday to look across, and it was just all stuff with the stupid, and the variants, and everybody hurry, run and get one, hurry. It's so important. We're here. We're giving them for free. Like, oh my God, shove them up your freaking fat ass. Why don't you just stick them all right up in there? Let's see what happens. Let's try that experiment. But then there was Bill Nye still with his glacier, and CNN's promoting that. He's probably on their payroll. It's like, these people are so disgusting. And I saw one where it was Elon Musk. And that's one of the people have been going for, I don't know, since this all started. Which side is he on? It's a hard one to tell. I don't know which side he's on. Most of these people, you can't tell which side they're on because they are, it is a game. And people can seem like they're on one side and suddenly they're on the other side. You just can't tell. But Elon Musk was saying, he was coming out talking about what they're trying to do to humanity. So is he a plant to try and get certain people to worship him? And so, because they use that tactic, that's what they do, like with The Rock and stuff. They put these role models up for us. They put them on every freaking movie so that we just love them and we idolize them. Oh my God, they got the best lines, they got the best clothes, they got the best girls. Oh my God, they're so great. And then they use them as a puppet to guide us and tell us what to do. So, you know, they tell you to do this or vote for this person or do this or do that. And then we're just like, oh, okay. They said to do it. I'm going to do it. You know, like it's just a way to just keep us trapped and not thinking for ourselves. And they keep doing it, like navigation, timers on toothbrushes, everything. You know, don't pay attention. Don't pay attention to anything. I've driven, like if I drive something more than a couple times, like I'll use the navigation the first couple times so I can kind of see where I'm going and stuff like that. But then I start testing myself, okay, how far can I get without it? How far can I remember and keep doing that and doing that? They just get in. When I was doing that in the car, my daughter's like, why do you even do that? Just use your navigation. And it's like, that is dependence on something. Like, no, I want my brain to use, but it was the same thing as like you're trying to prepare for the, you know, the 10 days of darkness, whatever that we've heard about for so long, you know, be prepared, have your food, you know, you may need a month of food, but then, you know, the whole thing's collapsing. So maybe you need food for the rest of your life. At this point, we don't know. When I did go to the store yesterday, I did want to say that a lot of the shelves were empty. So just what I had said, like when they're not letting the trucks across, our grocery stores getting food? So I still got the beans and rice, and now I got potatoes, and I got some salad and eggs. Those things you can really, you know, you can change up a lot of stuff, potatoes and eggs and salad and rice and beans and stuff. You can make a lot of different foods. So, you know, to me, it's all been about changing how I look at food and stuff, like I talked about. But, you know, when I was doing all that, and she was like, oh my God, you're such a conspiracy theory. You're such a conspiracy theorist. Why are you doing that? And then, you know, I get this stuff. Then it comes to the point where we're needing to use it. And then it's like, oh my God, why aren't you better prepared? For one thing, you've been here. You could have been preparing yourself. For another thing, you know, every time I tried to be prepared or talk to you about this, you were calling me names and telling me I was crazy. So also I had to join in with, you know, I had to do a group thing. It's always got to be a group. They've always got to do the majority against the minority. Oh, you see how crazy they are? They're crazy. Can you believe how crazy they are? They think something bad's going to happen. They're crazy. But now it's gone on for so long. Yeah. It's like, okay, I can see why they all think I'm crazy. But it doesn't mean I can change. It doesn't mean I can stop listening to my internal guidance. I can just turn that off. And just because these people think I'm crazy, or I can put these on because people think I'm going against the grain. I'm just a problem because I want to be able to breathe, and I know they don't work, and it's stupid, and I feel like a freaking retard walking around with something on my face that doesn't even freaking work. So, anyways, there was another thing too I had thought of that I wanted to say. So the food thing, the not being prepared, just all of the stuff for these people to be waking up is just, it's a lot. It's a lot to break free from this, such a, you know, binding system to their thought processes, because they just don't think things through. It's just bizarre. But, you know, even with her, I've seen, like, I was a catalyst, like, definitely, you know, I'm sure that there's certain things that it's going to keep going around and around and around, because those, you know, we get these seeds planted, and they're meant to go in there and make us see something different. You know, when she's talking about her health and she's trying to say, you know, well, so-and-so, you know, the favorite sister, she'd have support. I'm like, she'd have been to the doctor 10 times by now. Like, this isn't, if you're concerned for your health, go to the doctor. I mean, that's all we got right now until the med beds. Oh, last night I decided I'm just going to just really start focusing, because I remember that thing that I talked about that was next to my eye. And I was going to get it burned off. I think I was already doing it. I got it burned off the first time, but then in lockdown, I didn't want to go back and do it. And so I put aloe vera and castor oil on it and went away. Well, like a week or a couple weeks ago, I don't have any track of time, it grew back, but it's like super itchy. So I was like, whoa, what the hell kind of thing? Like what, like it's like poison ivy or something is right next to my eye, and I'm having so many problems seeing, and I know I'm stressing my eyes out a lot by trying to crochet and see these tiny little things. So it strains my eyes anyways, but it gets really itchy. So I was thinking about, that in my eyes. And so I decided I'm just going to really start going in there and practicing the whole thing with using my mind to heal my eyes and heal this thing. And then plus, I'm supposed to go to the dentist on the 17th, I think, to get my teeth cleaned. And the last time he told me I had a cavity somewhere, some little cavity. And then the last time I went, he goes, oh, I told you about this the other time. We need to do this. I didn't remember him telling me anything about it. But, when they do these things, I don't want them, grinding in my teeth anymore with those things. I don't want them taking power tools and fucking jacking my teeth up. And especially when I know that the med beds are this close. But my teeth keep hurting for some reason. And like I said the other day, like this weird stuff when I was talking about the circuit board coming on, it's because I keep having these weird like sensations and stuff all over my body, and I keep asking like, what the hell? Why is it like that or this? And my teeth are doing these weird like tingling, so it kept drawing my focus to my teeth, and I was thinking, oh my God, this is cavity. I don't want to go. I don't want him digging in my teeth with one of those drills when I especially know, the med beds are going to fix all that. You don't have to do any of that stuff anymore. And I mean, it's so, when you think about like, we could just go into a med bed and have our teeth fixed. And instead, we're going at this archaic kind of brutal going in and drilling our teeth with these tools that are, oh my gosh, I hate the dentist. I always tell them to. I heard that they have a high suicide rate because everybody hates them, but it's horrible. It's horrible to go. And I don't want to have that happen. So anyways, with the tingling in my teeth and this weird sensation by my eye, I said, I'm just going to meditate and just really keep focusing on healing my teeth and healing my eyes. So I started doing it last night. This morning when I got up, my eyes were clear, but it could also be because I hadn't started crocheting yet. And having this light really really fucks with them. But my house is so dark. If I don't have this light on, it's way too dark. And anyways, I was gonna say, what was the other thing? I'm really tired today, as usual. I think that's my daily complaint. But I was just totally conked out. Even 4 o'clock in the morning, still started. And when I got up, I was like stumbling. I was like falling, knocking into things. I was like, oh my God, I cannot be up. I got to go lay back down. And she wanted to go out and she was crying. And I looked out the window and she did go out and go poop. So she did need to go out. But once she goes out there, she likes to just go out and lounge around and walk around the yard and eat some snow or whatever. I was like, I'm going to go lay back down. And, but I never got to go back to sleep. She just continued. And so finally, like at 5 something, I got up. But I still feel just that, still so tired, just really out of it. But anyways, what I was saying was, I don't even know all the stuff I was saying. Just, if you start recognizing like that you're a catalyst for other people, don't do things to prevent their lessons. Don't be like, well, I don't want you, I know that's going to hurt their feelings, and that's going to, make them have to look at certain things, and that's going to make them feel bad. So I don't want that to happen. I better just do whatever. We need to accept that each soul can handle their own lessons and just release it, and everybody's going to see that they're being a catalyst in some way or another. Nobody here is just the underdog or the victim. We're all playing all sorts of parts for each other. And there's just so much energy and so much chaos and purging going on. But that's what it has to be to release all this, to move into the age of Aquarius. So, if you are noticing that you are the catalyst and it makes you feel bad, you're hurting people's feelings, just take that way of looking at it, take that information and then look at it from the good side of how much they're going to be helped by this growth. Yeah, they have to go through some stuff. They have to have some challenges and face some pain. And, you're going to be the face of that pain, but also it's going to be so helpful for them, because if they weren't being able to face this pain, then that could hold them back from being able to grow and go to the age of Aquarius. So we've got to just, everybody's going to have their own ways of going through this, and it's not going to make any sense to a lot of us, but we just need to let everybody go through what they need to go through, and keep your faith, accept your position, if Oh, and yesterday when I was saying that about the blood drawing and stuff like that, I'm not saying like, oh, don't ever say anything. I'm like, if you're feeling traumatized, then you need to say something. You need to stand up for yourself. Like if you're about to get sick, someone's drawing your blood and digging in your skin, and you're thinking, oh, I don't want to hurt their feelings. That's not what you want to do either. You just don't be present and recognize what energy you're putting out, and that may have you come at it a bit more gentle. Or maybe you'll just faint and scream, and that's going to help them to learn that, I've got to be a lot more aware of what this person's going through, So I'm not saying don't, only do this. I'm just saying when somebody is doing something like that and they're learning, they're already a nervous wreck. They're already traumatized by doing this and feeling like they're not doing it right and they're hurting somebody. So if we just come at them aggressively, it's going to make it a very intense situation. When we just come at it more gentle and we just are like, oh, they're not purposely just trying to hurt me. They're not purposely just not good at this. They're just trying to learn something new. So, let's give them a break. But, just remember, you've got to also be present, because you are your advocate. You are your own savior. And if you're feeling that traumatized, then you've got to put it out there. You've got to say, you've got to put yourself out there. Don't hide yourself. Don't be like, oh, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. I lived that life for a long time, and you've got to get to a place where you can hurt people's feelings, but you don't have to do it in a mean way. But you're going to hurt people's feelings. We're all going to hurt people's feelings. And, it just depends on how you want to come across. If you want to come across as aggressive and mean, because a lot of times you do that kind of stuff, it's going to haunt you as much as it haunts them. And I think there's something to that reverberation, what I talked about a while ago, because it kind of showed me that with the energy and the reverberation comes back to you. Whatever pain that you cause them comes back to you. So I'm just saying it's the more that we get present, the more that we really think about energetically how we're affecting our reality and others, then the more that we can, to me, it just is moving us into this new state of being, this new age of Aquarius kind of lifestyle that we all want, of unified, loving, abundance, freedom, being able to be yourself and be accepted. But, that big part of that is you have to be accepting of other people's. So you can't go around judging others and then wanting everybody to accept you. And that's one of the problems with these people. They want everybody to accept them, but they are not willing to accept anybody. And that is going to be a real nice release when that is energetically let go of. And I think that's going to be a part of that big swing back kind of thing, where that opens a lot of people's eyes. But that is what we want, is to be accepted. But just remember, in order to be accepted, you have to be accepting. And one thing I noticed too is, for some people that really want love, they want it, desperately want to feel loved and feel connection, but because they're so guarded and they think that the world's out to get them, that they cut themselves off from it. Like they fear being vulnerable. They fear putting themselves out there, so they keep themselves cut off from love. And then they feel the pain of not having people around them that love them. And like I see in that, like I was saying yesterday, it's like I really am beginning to believe I see things that other people don't see yet. I see things that I just see through things that people don't see yet. They don't have enough awareness to see it all the way around. And I can see through things. Like I can just, I see things that other people don't see. And, but I know that part of my lesson is to let go and let people, learn their lessons and live their lives. And, it's so crazy too when you're very careful over your words and you really are being thoughtful and thinking about them and stuff. And then where, people are just, acting like you're a hair trigger and that you were just out to hurt people, like you're fucking machine gun in life. Like, that's why I say, like, people, it's just that there's got so much projection that's coming from within them that they can't even understand that it's not coming from within them. They really do think that it's us, the people that they are interacting with, that they are the thing that is the catalyst that's causing this thing to happen for them. But really it is them and what their projection, what their needs are, that is coming back to show them, so that they have to look at it so they can see it more clearly. It's I don't know, I don't even know if that makes sense. It makes sense to me. Sometimes they'll just keep showing me stuff, so I just will re-explain it in a different way. But so I'm not gonna worry about, hopefully that makes sense. It makes sense, I think, to me. I mean, I can see it. I just don't know if I explain it as thorough as how I can see it. So anyways, I will just get back to crocheting. This morning when I did get up though, my eyes did seem clear and this thing doesn't seem as itchy. So I'm going to keep doing it. I mean, I want the med beds. I want all of the healing, and I want all the other people to be healed. I want Stella to go in the med bed and have her hips healed. I want, my daughter to go in and have everybody with these autoimmunes and these toxins and stuff. I want everybody to get to go in and be healed. So I really want, oh, that was the other thing I wanted to say too. I'll do this too before I go. Is in my emails this morning when I was clearing them out, there was, I have a whole bunch of different ones, where I've signed up to people's newsletters on their stations, I guess. And so I get emails all the time from different things. It can be political things, spiritual things, twin flame, all sorts of stuff comes in. Oh, and then plus all the scams. So all sorts of things come in on my email. And there's one person that I used to watch their show, but their show got taken down in the big sweep a while back. And it had to do with that letter in the alphabet. And that was back when I was watching those. Those were fun. Those were fun days to watch. The people breaking down those codes. That was really interesting. But his was good. He had a good channel that was doing that. I think he's kind of religious. But anyways, in his email this morning, he was talking about the collapse of the economy. And I don't know anything that's going on unless it says over there at Top News, which that's all bullshit news. It's not real. It's just like, hey, Betty White. Like, oh my God. And then plus there's something they're talking about. Some, I don't know, governor or something reduced someone's sentence from 110 years to 10 years. I don't even know what the person did. I thought, oh, I'm sure that's triggering a few people. Take 100 years off their sentence. And then you've got all sorts of people coming up guilty. There's lots of stuff going on. We want like fireworks. Fireworks, I think, are coming. But when he was talking about the financial thing is about to go, which I can't believe they've kept it going this long with this fake shit. I'm blown away. I'm so blown away. But he was talking about Bitcoin, and I know a lot of people are like, oh yeah, Bitcoin, and we're gonna go with this other money system. And I know I've talked about this a bunch of times, but I'm just going to say it again because I just seen that, and it could be maybe we are really close. Maybe this is really it, and we're going to really finally get our Jubilee is remember that that's what it's for. It's to give us the Jubilee. This is to release us from debt. So it's going to feel, for a minute, it's going to feel like it's a collapse. It's fucking us. It's just fucking us again. We're getting fucked up for, everything. But it's releasing us from debt because the banks are collapsing, because it's part of this system that has been in place to enslave us. But these people who all think like Bitcoin is the way to go, it's got to have real value. You've got to have something that has real value. So I don't know about Bitcoin. I know that there's a lot of whatever that money's called. Can't think of what it's called. I want to say quantum, but that's the new system, is the quantum financial system. And that's going to be the quantum financial system as the med beds. It's it's going to be everything. It's going to be this quantum system, and it's has something to do with our consciousness too. That's why we got to do all this healing to get to this place to really connect with it. And I don't really know it all, but like I've said, they're way highly sophisticated technological things that are being held back from us, and all of that stuff's going to start being released. That's part of the disclosure, my favorite part. And so with the financial thing, it's going to seem like a fuck thing, because people's houses aren't going to be worth anything and stuff, and it's going to seem like all the money is going and people are like scrambling, well, we'll get the Bitcoin. But I had gotten silver, because what you want to have is something solid. You want to have something that is real, that has real value, so you could take it, and sell it or trade it, something that other people need. And yeah, this computer, non-existent money, like what's backing it? You gotta have something that backs up your stuff. So I had heard all that ways back about getting silver and gold. So that's what I did. And if you have any way to get anything at this point that is a real solid thing that you have to change back, because their paper money is just that. It's just some paper, just like all their licenses and their certificates and their, what are those things called? Diplomas and stuff like that. All of those things, those are all just their pieces of paper that we've strived to try and get. We want a lot of their pieces of paper because they've given it so much value. So we decided it must have value. It must be the way to go. But now we're seeing like, no, their money had no value. None of their paper has any value. It's all just trickery to keep us focused on, keeping in consciousness trapped. So anyways, if you have anything possible at all, maybe we're really close at this point. I don't know. I never thought things would go on this long. So, but if you can start really noticing, and if you can't go buy any silver or gold, or even go get some gold chains or silver chains or something, say that you have something that you have some kind of value at the end of all of it, then, just don't panic. It's going to be kind of scary. It's going to all, collapse, and everybody's got to feel that for a minute, but then it's going to start getting picked back up. And when the Jubilee starts occurring, then, people are going to be happy. Hopefully it goes really quick. Hopefully like it's the same damn day, but I don't know. Maybe it'll be a week. Maybe it'll be a month. How slow shit is going. There's no way to know. Like, how long are they going to leave us hanging on the hook? It feels like we're worms that were hanging on the hook, and they set their fishing pole up, and they went off to go, buy more worms. They went to go buy fish at the fish store and just leave the worm out there hanging and cooking in the sun. That's what it feels like. This is horrible. So, anyways, just wrap this up by, if you are feeling like a catalyst, don't feel crappy about yourself. Let it go and stay focused on the positive. Always know your intent. go in and, you know, if you're intending to hurt somebody and you're trying to be bitter and hurtful, then you need to look at that and you need to question yourself. But if you're honestly trying to be, you know, like, I don't want to hurt them, but I have to stand up for myself, I gotta, you know, then release it. Release it and be like, okay, you know, this is going to help them in the long run. They're going to feel some pain, but they're going to grow from this. And the financial thing, just prepare yourself and whatever it takes, and know that when it all starts occurring, that it is a good thing. You know, celebrate it. Be excited. Don't get scared and think there's nothing that's going to you know, that, you know, we're just more going down. It's the end of the world. Like all these people with the climate change thing, it's just the end of the world. No, this is just the changeover. So, don't get caught up in the illusion, basically. So, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and, oh my gosh, I talked for a long time. Now that I have, you know, this, I don't know, it's kind of like freedom to just speak and not have somebody come out and judge me and, you know, want to talk about every single thing I do and why I do it and how I do it, and, you know, like the daily critique. So anyways, now I'm just rambling a lot. But okay, I'm getting kind of tired of looking at my hair. So have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.